G'day legends, it's a beautiful day here in Melbourne, Australia, and I think it's time for a slot shed update. Let's go. So let's take a look around, and we'll start off with the Mini Z RC track, or Mini Z style RC track, because the car that you see right there is a WL Toys 1/28 scale. Now I have set this up because I need some sizing. This is a little bit too small. That car that you see right there is way too fast for this track. And if I do get some Mini Z cars to review, I think they're going to be just as fast. So this might actually end up being a bit of wall art, but for now I need to set it up so I can test some cars and just test the space. But we'll talk about the floor in a tick because that's going to be very important. Of course, this is a really dirty area. That will be cleaned up soon. I've got some shelving coming that will make it look a lot neater, but I do need to leave this area clean so I can bring one-to-one cars in to service them. You know, I've got an old Volvo, go nuts in the comments because that does need a lot of servicing. So we do have a little RC section, and if we do pick that up, we've got a massive concrete floor, which we'll talk about in the tick. Let's talk about reviewing sets. Now I did have a lot of tables in the shed which took up a lot of space, and I've gone with having a couple of floating tables that I can put on these sawhorses so I can review sets, items, whatever I need. It's like a mobile studio. Because stuff like this, the Rocker GT set, HO set, I found on, I think it was Fleabay, eBay, one of those marketplaces. This is the stuff I love, and I do want to review it moving forward. And of course, I review stuff from brands, so I need an area to do that, but not just HO, of course, bigger sets as well. But let's talk HO. I do have a HO track set up. It's AFX, it's 4-lane. We've got some beautiful cars on display, the Bauer AFX. We've got some Auto World in there as well. I have this set up because I do enjoy HO. It will eventually be on the wall and a bigger 4-lane track. My goal is to get it off the floor on the wall so it can fold away. So if I need the space, which we'll talk about in the tick, that can happen. But of course, I still need a track now. I enjoy HO, I absolutely love it. It's a great scale. So I do need a little test track, and my son loves it. I do like playing with people like Digger or whoever comes around to have a little race. So picture that off the floor, picture that away and the floor clean, because I still want to go digital racing. I have a big passion for digital, whether it's Carrera, Scalextric, SCX, whoever does the digital systems, they need to be celebrated because in my opinion, that is the future. That's where the kids will get most enjoyment from because it's like a video game. Yes, analog, I love it to bits, and we'll talk about that in a tick, but I need to represent digital on the channel, and I think having a digital race here will be epic. So I'm gonna leave the floor free so we can set up a plastic track, whatever brand it is, take it up, take it down, and host some digital racing on the floor. And of course, I still review from brands that do have digital. So we have a massive floor space to do that. Really cool. But now let's move on to the sim racing. A lot of people have asked me, Trav, why are you doing sim? Well, there's a couple of reasons. I have many hobbies. I love slot cars, but sim racing, I've always done that in the back end. Love it. Love driving cars that I can't afford. I love driving cars that I've got as a die-cast car or an RC car or a slot car on a video game system. Now, the sim is here to stay, but it's not going to be staying here. It will be moving, and we all know about the old Caravan of Doom, which was a replacement for a freight container that I got scammed on. It's back. Yes, it's back. This is a project that will take some time. Of course, the slot car stuff is what I'm passionate about, but I do want to add the sim stuff to it. And I was lucky enough the other day, I was live with a Scalextric liveried Porsche in sim racing, and they popped in to say good day. So it was really cool to see. So it will be in here. I'm going to have some slot cars on display. We've got the downlots going in, painting the walls. This is a project that will take some time, but eventually all the sim stuff will be in here with a TV on the wall. Hopefully all of this stuff will fit in, but if it has to be custom, we will. So that is a side project to, I think, the masterpiece in this room. Let's take a look at it. Here it is, the centerpiece to the slot shed. A beautiful 3-lane wood routed track. I've still got a lot of work to do on this, but let's walk through the area first, and then we're going to do a full demonstration on the track, on the software, so I can show you what it's going to look like during live streams and hopefully racing, which will evolve over time. So hold that track for a tick, but let's take a look around what I've got set up. Now, this will change over time. Everyone always changes their displays, but whilst I've got the area, I've set up everything I can. You know, Carrera, the slotted stuff, my display cases, the back wall, which we'll talk about in a tick. We've got NSR, SRC, Scalextric. We've got all the stuff that I have on display. Remember when I came back from Europe, I lost a lot of slot car gear. So unfortunately I had a lot more than this, but it went walkabouts. We'll talk about that another day. Up the top, we've got some magnetic racing. We've got some racetrack scenics. We've got some old school Scalextric grandstands. We've got some what have we got here? Electric Dreams. We've got slot mods. We've got stuff hanging everywhere. Back wall, let's talk about that. We've got Lego, which my son built most of those sets, Speed Champions. They're all going to stay. It will be dressed up nicer, but my main goal is to clear up that bench so when people come racing and I can actually host the event from behind the scenes, they can do their work on their cars, they can do whatever they like. So we've got some power supplies up there. That is the goal for when we go racing in the future. But now it's time to talk about the track and some of the ideas that I have with it and some of the stuff I still need to do. Now, this was a budget build for me. Everything I've done to it after receiving it, which I'm so grateful for, I've put budget material into it. So as you can see, these side skirts that we've done, sorry, I was pointing too high there. The side skirts are from Kmart. They will be updated via AliExpress with some car pictures. Potentially, I do like the black, so they may stay, but we're talking $3 a sheet, so very cheap, even down to the paint and the woodwork on the sides here. Some 3mm MDF, good friend of the channel, Digger, helped me cut this up. We've painted it. We've installed some little dividers here. There's a lot more stuff still to do, but that was very budget as well. 3mm MDF with a bit of hand labor, some black paint, and it's come up pretty well. Now, I want to light the track up. So at night time, I can get rid of some of these lightings around, but that's taken me some time. I need to get some of that LED string light, which is really hard to find in 18.8 meters times 2 without any joins. I don't want any joins, so it lights up nicely. So both sides of the track will have a nice white hue going around it. So at night time, it looks good. Now let's talk about the timing system. If you haven't seen the video, I already put that up. Of course, Magnetic Racing, custom built, you can get one of these. This is housing all of our brains of the operation when it comes to the sensors. Thank you to Shoal Slots and Anthony V for selling me this, is it Arduino? I can't say it, but we'll look at it in a tick. So that is all plugged in, ready to go. You can see we've got the TV screen again, which was cheap. That's a $220 TV screen from, I think it's, the brand is Falcon. Budget, but it still looks good. But now let's go around to, if I can walk around the mess, to the brains of the operation. This is where I'll be trying to run everything from. Eventually we'll have this set up neater so you can actually see people around. You can sort of get this away from the track. People will be marshalling. It's a really good track to marshal. Small track, but a great track. But eventually this will be moved somewhere else. But I do want to talk about the camera, which we've got overhead here. Now at the moment we've got one that points nicely over the track, and I'll give you a full demonstration in a tick, but let's just minimize this window so you can see the actual overhead camera, which I'll show you a full demo in a second, but that's the camera view we've got at the tick. But I do want to get the camera further across, which is why I'm setting up this pole now. So it's going to be directly over the top of the track, but I'm waiting on a longer USB-C lead so I can actually get that in. That's for another day. But that's enough talking about the track. I think it's time I show you how it all works. So let's take a look at the track. This is the camera angle you're going to get during the live streams. We are pushing the camera a little bit further, and I will use my hand as the pointer to point things out. So at the moment, this is the camera view you'll get. You can get all the drivers' faces in. I've made sure that on the top left-hand corner, you can see here, we've got our timing systems just out the way so you can see all the drivers' reactions. And up the top right-hand corner, we have my banner. That can be changed, whether it's a brand we're using, whether it's a club we're hosting, it's a brand event we're doing. And also down the bottom, you can have digital writing as well, telling people what's going on. But I don't just want to stop there. I also want to bring in extra cameras to show off different things during the race and before the race. And we're going to do a bit of selfless promotion here, but I'm just going to show you, this is a HO car. So you can see this is my branded Bauer car. We can introduce the race cars before they go, blah, blah, blah. This is Johnny Blogs, move that on. And then of course we can bring in another car and show that one off as well. And you're looking at the latest Scalatric Rally 1 livery. This is a cool little function. I don't have enough power now to actually put cameras around the track. That will be my next, I guess, big push with the track, having cameras situated on different areas of the track so I can just flick through as a race director as we're going, and have proper mic setups over there where the people are standing, so you actually pick up the chatter. And of course we want to have sort of an interview rest area. So that is the camera angle. It will evolve over time. The camera will change over time. There'll be multiple cameras connected, hopefully, once I get the budget and the know-how to make sure it runs perfectly. But now I think it's time we put the track to the test. So let's put some of these lanes to the test. We're going to start with green first, and I am running the 132 Abarth by NSR, just to show you what it looks like out on track. You can imagine 3 of these whispering around. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, we're only going one way around the track, which is the way that you can see. I will be fixing off the reverse polarity so we can go the other way. That will take a little bit of time because I do want to run this both ways. But that is your 132, which this guy is an absolute ball terror. And of course, we do have adjustable voltage on the track. So that is that one. Let's jump on to the orange and take a 124 scale Abarth by good old BRM. And you probably see they didn't trigger off the gantry because there'd be some dust or something on the track, which we'll figure that out as we move along. But here you go. You can see a 124 scale on the outside, power around. It's a little bit slippery still, but these things are a lot of fun. But now let's move on to yellow, and I have to take away my controller. Actually, no, I won't. I'll get another controller, and let me see if I can get some of that dust out of here. Pick up one more controller. Let's use the True Speed and get yellow going. Another 124 scale. This is the Mini. So let's get the Mini up and going. Try and push this one around the track as quick as we can go. And I do have 3 controllers set up here, so when people come and visit, they test out different controllers. Again, another good reason to have a track like this. I can test different controllers and all of them react differently. So there we have it. 3 cars around our track, and hopefully this is the view that you'll see on reviews and upcoming lives. So that's a wrap on the first major update on TSCG Raceway, which is behind us, and of course the slot shed. Can we call it the slot shed? It's got other stuff happening in it as well. Stay tuned to the channel. We are doing live streams. We'll be testing cars. Reviews will look a bit different because I'll be using the overhead camera. I do have the space, like I said before, to keep doing digital reviews and everything else in between, but we can go racing now, which is exciting. If you do want to go racing, please email me. It will be invite only. And of course, if you are a club and you want to host a race here so we can put it on YouTube, we can meet some new drivers, see some new cars, let me know. Email me. The email is in the channel. We'll try and sort out some races in the future. Of course, I would love to host some big events here. That is the goal. That is something I want to do in the future. So if you are a brand and you want to host something here, we do have the space to do the plastic stuff as well and our beautiful 3-lane track. Let me know, because it'll be good to get some TSCG events out there to help with getting the hobby out there on YouTube, racing, everything else in between. But I think that's enough. But as always, add that Soccer Guy on Instagram, YouTube, and all those great places. Be safe, take care, bye.